or another, prophecies have been a part of human culture since ancient times. Messages and lessons delivered as if from another realm, seemingly in a bid to help our species, or at least prepare us for what's to come. Of course, the predictions made often don't come to pass. The year 2012, for example, never turned out to be quite so apocalyptic as some had spent years beforehand insisting it would be. Whenever we add time travel into the equation, though, there's an all-new dynamic to whatever's being said. Anyone claiming to be a time traveler can also allege to have literally and physically seen the future. So what have they got to say for themselves? Throughout 2022 and 2023, so-called TikTok time travelers took most of the headlines. And probably the most high-profile claimant is Alaric. A prevalent poster, Alaric says that he comes from the year 2671. He's delivered multiple, variously outlandish and potentially concerning revelations about the future, and has before said that he's only doing so in the hope that he might be able to help us change our future as a result of having the prior knowledge. But nevertheless, many of the events that he insists will happen or should have happened by now are unusual. For example, in March 2023, that 8,000 people chosen to be the saviors of humanity will be taken to another world. Or in October 2023, that a massive solar flare would strike our planet and trigger a weeks-long purge, during which time crime on Earth would rise by 12,000%. Some of Alaric's claims have also been built around the ongoing studies being conducted by the James Webb Space Telescope, including that it will discover a mirror Earth, and also that it will observe a giant space creature eating stars, and that that creature will one day come for our sun. None of the above has yet to actually happen, though. While few have garnered quite as much attention as Alaric has, there are other alleged time travelers now using TikTok as their outlet of choice as well. Almost across the board, the predictions that are being pushed are not especially good for humankind. Massive natural disasters, asteroid strikes, deadly contagions, all have cropped up from time to time. But easily the most common shared theme is alien invasion. Again, Alaric has continuously insisted that a very hostile alien group is coming, while also suggesting some more specific examples, such as that a human-like species will be discovered inside Mount Everest, and that they'll do anything for power. Meanwhile, another user, claiming to be from the year 2906, has said that we will soon discover a hidden and malevolent civilization that has long been lurking out of sight and underground in a seemingly parallel realm known as Azawa. The user claims that this civilization could be responsible for many of the worst disasters that have happened in human history. Again, though, as of writing, the predicted discovery of this group hasn't come to pass. Clearly, eye-catching time travel prophecies have become something of a social media trend in recent times. But of course, this is hardly the first that the world has heard from supposed people from the future. In 2019, the name Daryl Dean briefly made headlines, following a video published on YouTube by Apex TV, in which it's claimed that Dean can be heard in a genuine audio file insisting that he is from the future. Dean says that he was born in 2006, but at that time was only stopping off an hour present, as he was at that time actually 27 years old. Something that seemingly couldn't be true without the mixed-up timelines that time travel affords. Dean went on to make a series of relatively standard revelations, such as that in the future supermarkets and restaurants are run by robots, we all have self-driving cars, and we all have the chance to use brain chips to enhance our cognitive abilities. However, perhaps the most eye-catching part of this alleged case was that Dean claims that time travel itself is made public in the year 2028, which, coincidentally or not, he says is also around the same time that it's revealed to us that aliens do exist and have been visiting Earth. That particular time, in and around 2028, has become something of a running theme through many time travel stories, though. In one instance, a TikToker known as Javier claims to be currently living in 2027, when he reportedly believes he is the only person left on planet Earth. His videos show the deserted streets of what should otherwise be busy Spanish cities, including Valencia, Barcelona, and Madrid. Javier says that he's been trying to find other humans in what he paints as the post-apocalypse, but that everyone else appears to have disappeared. Exactly how or why is unclear. The same year, 2028, also came up in another high-profile example, that of Noah, who again made headlines and actually toured newsrooms in and around 2018. He claimed to be from the future, and once more, that time travel is revealed to the public in 2028. However, after a series of videos, many of which were also posted on Apex TV, Noah came clean, revealing that his story had been a hoax from the start, that he'd more simply researched very thoroughly what a time traveler might know, and had then delivered that as though genuine. The real Noah, who's actually named Jason, also implied that the experience had created various mental pressures. Naturally, and even before the realization that Noah isn't real, pretty much all time travel claims are met with a great deal of skepticism. Internet videos of apparently deserted cities are certainly eerie, but the counter-argument is that they could just as well have been staged, somehow edited, or just timed extremely well. And for all his growing fame and followers, Eno Alaric has fallen considerably short on many of the prophecies he's delivered so far. Aliens haven't invaded, people haven't been selected to live on a far-off planet, and the purge hasn't really begun. At least, not yet. For those apparently wanting to share the truth about time travel, it's a thin line between capturing global attention, descending into urban myth, and then sliding into obscurity. Finally, the case of Andrew Carlson comes to mind, who in 2003 is said to have been arrested after an improbable, even impossible run of good fortune on the stock market saw him turn an $800 initial investment into $350 million. It's then said that while being interrogated by law enforcement, Carlson claims to have known the markets so well because he was a time traveler. Next, he supposedly offered up insider knowledge from the future, including about ongoing criminal cases and scientific research, in a bid to avoid punishment. His bail was then posted by an unknown person, and Carlson was never seen again. However, the line between real and fake is again massively blurred, with it said in more recent times that the entire story actually began life as a satirical and untrue news report that eventually made its way into the mainstream news distributors, and therefore it became widely believed. Carlson's is a significant cautionary tale then, although it does raise a more general point that could serve to prove or disprove time travel in the future. While Carlson, real or made up, isn't associated with any especially doomsday prophecies, the story surrounding him does show how even a small amount of knowledge about the future could turn you into a very rich and powerful, influential person in the present. That is, until that knowledge is known by everyone, which is a before and after moment that may or may not happen in 2028. What's your verdict? Do you have a time travel story so convincing that it just has to be true? Let us know in the comments. But for now, whether it's star-eating super aliens or the total disappearance of humankind, those are some of the most bizarre predictions ever made by time travel.